AI, or artificial intelligence. You've probably heard this term, maybe you even use AI yourself. But do you understand how it works? If not, that's okay. Most people don't. Today's video, I'm going to break it down and explain it so anyone could understand. As Einstein said, if you truly understand something, you could explain it to a 6-year-old. Now, I didn't have any 6-year-olds around, but I do have cats, so I tried to explain it to them. 3 weeks later and a lot of coffee, they did finally grasp the concept, and they're using ChatGPT like pros now. We don't have 3 weeks, we just have a couple minutes. So I condensed that down to just a quick explanation that I think anybody could understand. Let's jump into it. To better understand AI, let's pretend like we are AI. We're a new model of AI just born today. We're a baby AI, basically. We don't know English, we don't know grammar, we don't even know what a sentence is. But we have been uploaded into our brain within seconds of being born. Every human conversation, every book, every website, every recipe, every argument, every movie script, everything, billions and billions of human conversations uploaded into our brain instantly. And we start to notice patterns that we're taught to learn from. Things like peanut butter and jelly, right? Jelly makes sense. So if somebody were to say peanut butter and, the AI knows jelly because that's what it's been millions of times. Peanut butter and jelly just makes sense. But it's not always peanut butter and jelly, right? It could be peanut butter and bananas. Shout out to the king, Elvis. Yeah, that was his favorite snack, right? Sometimes that's what it is. But it's been peanut butter and jelly more than peanut butter and bananas. So if you tell the AI peanut butter and, it's going to say jelly because most of the time that's what it's been. This is literally what AI does. It makes one guess at a time based on the information that it already knows or has in its data banks. Where does that information come from? Well, this is where things get interesting. If you ask ChatGPT where it gets its information from, it will tell you. And by going through this information, we learn some key info and some limitations that the AI has. So let's go through this. I've asked ChatGPT, where does the information come from, and can you go all over the internet to find it? Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. Yes, it can, with some important limitations. It can access websites like official company websites, government websites, security organization websites. It can go through news outlets, documentation that's been posted online, academic papers, GitHub repositories, forums like Reddit. So it can access a lot of things, connected applications, files that are uploaded. But where can it not go? Where can it not search? It cannot access content that's behind paywalls. It cannot log into private websites or accounts, which makes sense. And it cannot access the dark web or private databases. It cannot see content that is not publicly accessible. So it does not have access to everything, but it does have access to many things, a lot of things. I mean, multiple sources, all types of different areas online, and that's where it pulls its information from. But remember what we said earlier, it's making guesses based on all of this information, and some of the information from the internet is wrong. Okay, let's stop and review. We now know two very important pieces of information. We know that AI makes guesses. It's really good at guessing. We also know that AI can pull information from a lot of different sources all over the internet, all kinds of different documentations, all sorts of videos, newsletters, all kinds of info, right? It has a large data pool to pull all the info it needs from. However, it doesn't have all of the information. It is limited. So let's talk about how, and sometimes even in very serious situations, ChatGPT can give you the wrong answer. ChatGPT, my computer's on fire. What should I do?
Have you tried rebooting it?
It's on fire.
Okay, then let's check the cables.
The cables are on fire.
All right, open the settings menu.
The settings menu? Are you serious?
Exactly. Settings.
The reason it makes these mistakes is because of what's called token generation. Now, let's pretend that each of these Legos inside of this container is a token and an AI response. For example, what color is the sky? Blue would be the token that it would probably put in, because of a percentage model. Blue making the most sense, so that is the token that it sticks in. What happens when we ask AI a question and it does not have the answer inside of the bucket? Well, it's just going to come up with a piece, even if it's the wrong piece, and stick it in. That can be a huge, huge issue. What if we're building a rocket ship out of these Legos and it gives us the wrong piece? It's just going to keep giving us the wrong piece based on that because that's just the way it goes. Gives us one wrong piece, then the next wrong piece. A good example of this is the video I did a while back where I asked ChatGPT how many R's are in the word strawberry. It told me 2 R's. We know that the correct answer is 3. Now, this has been fixed since then, but at that time, it really thought that 2 R's was the correct token response. When I argued with it that 3 was the correct answer, it stood on ground. It actually argued that that was not correct, that 2 was the correct amount of R's, and it even tried to reason it, and the reasoning was false. That's because, again, each time it doesn't know the answer. It's just guessing. It's just pulling an answer out of the bucket. It's pulling a token response and hoping that that is the correct answer based on the percentages that it knows. Now that you understand these limitations and the fact that AI is basically just guessing, again, based on these tokens that it has inside of its data banks, based off of the information that it's allowed to access, which is not all information, right? It's not all knowing. It doesn't have every single bit of information ever. It only has what has been uploaded or allowed access by the developers. So that is the information it pulls from, and then it generates basically a really, really, really good guess based on tokens that it has inside that information bank, okay? And that is how AI works. Knowing this, you should now know what you can use AI for, what you shouldn't use AI for, which is trusting it as an information source. That's really not what you want to be doing at the end of the day. You can use it for fun, creation, videos, images, making songs, all that stuff is really great. But when it comes to actually trusting it as a reliable information source, it's really not the best idea. It really can't be trusted that way. So I hope this video helps some people understand AI a little better. If it did, hit that like and subscribe down below, and I will see you all on the next video.